You may be surprised to learn that cutting-edge medical innovation is happening right now in our own community. From coronavirus to cancer, America's innovation community is mobilized like never before. Kelly Anderson is the Senior Director of Health and Drug Policy at the U.S. Chamber's Global Innovation Policy Center and joins us now to talk about it. Kelly, so what type of medical innovation is happening here?
Yeah, well, first, thanks so much for having me on today. I think a lot of folks are surprised to learn that there's cutting edge medical research taking place right now in their own backyard. My mom is an OR nurse, and even she was surprised to learn about the clinical trials taking place at her own hospital. So I think what we've seen is that, while our daily lives are still really dominated by the COVID-19 pandemic, the innovative scientific community is relentlessly pursuing the next generation of treatments and cures for any range of diseases, whether it's coronavirus variants, to cancers, to HIV/AIDS. And in fact, right now in Nevada, there's over 5,000 clinical trials happening statewide. So that means, that it's your neighbors and your local businesses that are really helping to advance this research to discover new treatments for conditions where none may currently exist.
And it really seems like it can have a trickle-down effect by supporting our economy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It all starts with the jobs, right? So, in Nevada, medical innovation directly employs nearly 2,100 people. And while, that the impact of the innovation starts in the lab, it certainly doesn't end there. The innovation also supports over 4,200 additional jobs across the state and sectors ranging from construction to transportation to manufacturing. So if you think about construction, for example, biotech construction projects support billions of dollars in infrastructure investments. And those projects employ building trades and folks. So, the electricians and plumbers of the world. And these are good paying jobs with great benefits packages. And so that ultimately helps build healthier communities. So that's really why the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is so invested in advancing innovation, right? While, the impact may begin in the lab, there are ripple effects for the whole economy.
And that even stems from businesses and governments teaming up to fight this disease.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we learned anything during the global pandemic, it's that working together, we really can achieve more. If you look at the vaccines and treatments that were developed over the last 18 months, they were discovered at unprecedented speed because of the unprecedented levels of public-private sector collaboration. And I think the mRNA vaccines are a really great example of that. I think what we really saw was that everybody plays a role in bringing new medicine to life. And, while initial research sometimes starts with the government and in universities, the private sector comes in and helps conduct the clinical testing and manufacture the novel medicines and then ultimately deliver those medicines to patients. And, so as we look to address whatever the next generation of medical challenges is, which it's hard to imagine what it could be now, I think that continued partnership is going to be really critical.
Exactly. And before we run out of time, two things. First, how can we support our local innovators? And secondly, where can we go to learn more?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we hope to see is that, we want our local policymakers to support smart innovation policies to really make sure that, the next generation of medical innovation is invented here and exported to the world. And if folks are interested in learning more about, what we've discussed today, I'd encourage them to visit uschamber.com.
Well, Kelly, we appreciate your time and shedding more light on this and its impact here in Nevada.
Thanks so much.
Learn more about these cutting-edge medical innovations happening now by heading to uschamber.com. We'll also have this interview on our website as well.